Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If you haven't, welcome to my channel. Here at In Your Hands Tarot, I like to do unboxings, flip-throughs, review type videos on various different tarot and oracle decks, and lots more. So today's video is going to be a little different because I am not going to be talking about tarot cards or oracle cards like I usually do. Today we will be talking about charms. So today I wanted to share a little bit of my history with charms and how I got into using them along with my tarot readings. And after I finish telling you guys a little bit about my background with charms, I will be showing you guys the ones that I tend to use. So it's a bit of a funny story because, and I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but I kind of found my way to tarot through charms. I don't remember specifically how I even found out about charms, but somehow I did. I was probably just looking on YouTube or Instagram or something, and I seen other people using them, and that kind of made me intrigued to learn more. And kind of I didn't even really know about charms. I didn't know that you could use them just like tarot or oracle cards, I didn't know that they were another tool for guidance. So I ended up doing more research on charms and learning more about how to use them. So then eventually that led me to oracle cards, and then from oracle cards onto tarot. And I had no intention whatsoever in becoming interested in oracle decks and tarot decks. I was just mainly focused on charms, and then I seen how other readers were incorporating charms in with tarot readings, and I thought that that was really cool and really interesting. So yeah, it kind of led me down a path to basically where I am today. So yeah, I kind of like to look at charms as my first open door to learning more about divination and using charms and tarot as a tool for guidance. And similar to some of my first tarot decks that I've purchased, I've kind of recently grown a bit distant from my charms. I don't always tend to use them as much as I used to. I kind of just tend to focus more on the cards nowadays, but I would very much like to get back into using my charms along with my readings. So as I was doing the research on charms, I learned that you can basically make a charm out of anything. Basically anything that speaks to you in a certain way, or that you give a meaning to, you can use as a charm. For me personally, I haven't done this. I have just purchased the charms that are in this box, and they are the charms that I use. I haven't come across anything other than these that I look at as something that I could use as one of my charms. But that's kind of what I like about charms, is that you could literally pick anything that speaks to you in a certain way and use it as a tool for guidance. So I feel that charms are a good way to get some extra guidance along with a tarot reading. I know that there's many people who just use charms for their readings. I personally haven't done a reading with just my charms. I always incorporate them with my oracle cards or tarot cards, and I tend to use them as kind of like an extra piece of guidance or to close off a reading. So I had this little plain wooden box just lying around that I would actually love to decorate at some point now that I have a use for it. But this is where I like to store my charms, and this box always sits on my shelf along with my card decks. So I purchased these charms on Amazon, and there was a lot in a pack. I don't remember if it was 100 or slightly more, but yeah, there was definitely many charms to choose from in this pack. And as you can see, I didn't use all of them. So what I did when the pack came was I laid out every single charm and I just focused on them, and whichever ones were kind of jumping out at me or speaking to me in some way are the ones that I pulled aside, and the rest I have just kept in this little bag. Maybe at some point in time I will find use for them along with the rest of my charms, or I will find something else to do with them. So as you can see, I don't have a bunch of charms. But every single charm here I was able to give a meaning to, and that's how I knew that I was meant to have these ones specifically in my charm set. So what I did after I pulled aside all of the charms that were speaking to me was pulled out my handy dandy notebook here that I write basically everything in, not just tarot related. This is my journal for my writing notes. I think I've even took a course and made my notes in this book. So yeah, I've had this book for quite a while. It is my favorite one to use. But I ended up writing all of the charms down in the list and their meanings beside it. And some of the charms have multiple meanings, so whatever I was feeling in the moment, I assigned that meaning to that charm and wrote it down in the book. Obviously, it took some time to fully remember all of the meanings, even though I did assign them to the charm. It did take some time to remember each one. Obviously, in some readings it was obvious what the charm was a symbol of, and then other times I would need to go back to my book as a reference. So I'll quickly go through the charms with you guys and tell you their meanings. So we have a cute little owl here, and obviously that one was representing wisdom. And obviously some of these will have pretty general meanings. So yes, the owl represents wisdom. The four-leaf clover represents luck and prosperity. The little apple represents health. A bicycle representing travel or going on a new adventure. The yin and yang sign representing opposites or balance. The tree representing growth and transformation and fertility. The two hearts together, obviously love, friendship, relationships in general. We have a galloping horse here representing freedom. We have a little male figure and a little female figure, and that's basically what they represent is a male energy and a female energy. The key charm representing knowledge, and the lock representing being guarded or maybe having a wall up, not really letting people in. The cross representing guidance from a higher power. And the angel also representing guidance but also protection. The skull and crossbone representing change or letting go of something that is no longer serving you or is beneficial to you. the ship steering wheel, new direction, a new path, a feather representing honor, and an elephant representing strength or memories. The starfish representing growth or being reborn and new beginnings. So I have a second heart here, but this one is more representing your own. So representing following your heart with something or your gut feeling, your intuition. The peace symbol, obviously representing peace. It's what it does best. The moon is my symbol for change. The turtle representing patience. And last but not least, I think, is the star, which represents a turning point in one's life. So I think I went over all of the charms. Hopefully I didn't miss any. So yeah, what I usually do with the charms is at the end of a reading, if I want a bit more clarification or guidance, I will keep them in their box and shuffle them around and either pour a couple out, and whichever ones fall out are the ones that I take, or I will reach my hand in, shuffle them around a little bit, and pull a couple out. I lay them alongside the cards and see how their meanings relate to the messages that I was receiving through the cards. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately I don't use these as often anymore. I would love to be able to get back into using them along with the cards, because I feel like they are a great way for some extra clarification, or like I said, a great way to close off a reading. And they're also just super fun and super cute, and I love having them a part of my collection. So yeah, even though I don't use my charms as much as I used to, they will always have a special place in my heart, because they were the first things that got me interested in learning about divination and getting me on this path towards learning the tarot. So yeah, without them, there probably would be no In Your Hands Tarot. I wouldn't be making this video for you guys, and yeah, I wouldn't be a part of the awesome tarot community that's out there. So yeah, they will definitely forever hold a special place in my heart. So yeah, that is a little bit of my story on how I started using charms. Let me know if you are a fellow reader, if you also use charms in your readings, or if you just stick mainly with cards. So yeah, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and was able to learn a little bit more about me. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone so far who has taken the time to watch my videos, like them, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to basically give me a chance and watch my content, and hopefully you're finding it to be enjoyable and insightful. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one.